So today's going to be more of an intro about me and why I'm doing this video and why I decided to, I guess, relaunch my YouTube channel in a different way than what I had previously done. I'm doing this because I'm starting a new journey into IVF treatment, and when you're going through this process, I've done some other fertility treatments, and when you start this process, it can seem like you're all alone and nobody to talk to. You feel very isolated. So this is my way of reaching out to others. You know, partially this is for myself, because I have a lot of free time on my hands. I'm not working currently. I'll go into more detail later down the line of why that is. So my husband and I are fortunate enough to start IVF treatment in March, and like I said, you can feel a little bit isolated. So I've decided to do this for myself, but also if I share my story, maybe it can help other people. You know, sometimes it's hard to physically interact with a lot of people, and this is a great outlet to interact with people from, you know, down the road to all across the world. And I'm saying a lot, aren't I? I guess I'm nervous. I haven't done this in a long time, but I wanted to share my story. My husband and I, we've been together, it'll be 10 years in March, and ever since I can remember, we thought we would have a family in no time. Everybody around us was having kids, getting pregnant, so the likely next step was to have kids, and we both felt that very deeply in our hearts. Time kept passing by, and I would reach out to doctors, and they would say, "Oh, you're pretty young, you don't have anything to worry about, it'll happen in time." Fast forward, I think it's about 7-8 years, and come to find out I had PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and I wasn't ovulating at all. I have irregular periods that don't let me ovulate, and therefore I wasn't getting pregnant, and all these years had passed. So by this point I'm in my, I think, early 30s, and the panic starts to hit. There's a chart that shows the ovulation after, or the possibility of fertility after 30, and it just declines rapidly, and I think a lot of women fear that chart. The more you talk to doctors now, you know, there's other help, but you know, at what cost, financially, emotionally. So I finally got diagnosed with PCOS, and the next thing I know, they're telling me, if you want to have kids, you should definitely start going to talk to a fertility specialist. Again, panic starts hitting. And my timeline is kind of off because unless I write things down, I don't have, I don't have exact dates, but this is a few years, I would say now, a year and a half, 2 years ago, I started fertility treatment. You hear certain drugs like Clomid, and I did I forget the injection, the HCG injection, just different hormones. I would, and of course I'm paying out of pocket. We're paying out of pocket, so this got to be very costly. I did about 4 or 5 rounds, and towards the end of the last round, they were ready to go again, and I said, no, that's it, I need to stop. Excuse me. So I stopped. It was the toll emotionally was too much for me, because I kept getting the same results, and they didn't know whether I was whether I had eggs forming or if they were cysts because of the PCOS. And I wasn't ovulating, so none of the eggs were dropping if they were eggs. And your body goes through this change where you feel like you're pregnant. The hormones are racing through your body. You start, at least for me, again, this is all my experience, and I feel I'm pregnant, Mom, or husband, I feel I'm pregnant, and you get your hopes up, and then you go for an ultrasound or you go for blood work, and it's not there. So going through that over and over was too much, but some financial circumstances cleared up for us, and we were told that the next best thing to do if we really wanted a child of our own was to do IVF treatments, in vitro fertilization. So we were lucky enough to get to this point where now I am scheduled for March. And this is a very happy time in our lives. To give you an idea, there's a lot of kind of hoops you have to go through first before you, at least through my process, that I had to go through different blood work, and I'm going to have to go through another procedure prior to the IVF, and you have to just kind of click them off as you go. Click, okay, I finished this, my blood work's good, I'm getting better. I had to get my blood sugars in check, and my thyroid had to get in check. So I was doing that. So when things started falling in place, it's been years, I've been waiting years and years, and finally things started falling in place very quickly, and then I started freaking out because I didn't think I was ready. I've only waited 9-10 years, and then all of a sudden I'm not ready. So it was just very quick once the ball really got rolling, and I finally got on my doctor's calendar, and now it's like, now I have to really prepare. This is, I can't think negatively in terms of this might not take, I might not have a baby. I have to think that the end result will be a baby, a child, my child. I can't think negatively at this point. But I also have to realize that whatever happens will happen for a reason, and I have to learn to be okay with that. So I'm really working on staying present, staying in the now, not looking to the past and or to the future with fear. So it's really hard because I'm a worrywart. I worry about everything, not only what's already happened, but what's to come. And so keeping that in check has been interesting. So I'm using this forum, this way of expressing myself to kind of get through this next phase in my life. What this channel will end up being, I don't know. I just wanted to share some of my experiences, whatever knowledge I might have that could be useful, I don't know. And hopefully in the future this channel can turn into related to having kids and being a mom, and other things too that may come up in my life, and hopefully again this will be useful to somebody, the two people that end up watching. No, I really appreciate anybody who ends up taking the time to view this video, and if you have any comments or questions, or if you want to share your experience, feel free to put a comment down below. I want to know how people are feeling out there, and not everybody is comfortable. Granted, I'm not feeling that comfortable being in front of a camera, but not everybody gets to this point where they share everything about themselves, and I totally understand that. But if you wanted to share a little bit and maybe I can bring some light to that and share with others how you're feeling and let you know that you're not alone. So again, thank you for being here, and this is just an intro of what's to come, where I'm at, and hopefully I can pick some topics that are of interest to you. I don't want it to be, there's a lot of videos of what the process really looks like, when they go in for doctor's appointments. I think that's very informative, and maybe there might be some of that, but I also wanted to talk about some of the other aspects of this journey. So, anyways, now I'm rambling. I hope you have a great day and a great rest of your week, and I hope to see you again soon.